This is very easy for me because I can start by saying that I am absolutely thrilled to be back in Taipei. My first time here 3 years ago was an electrifying evening and a memorable experience. Taipei for me was just magic. But I'm here to share some of my current material, some of the new material, some of the old material, but the material isn't what's important here. I think it's the emotion and the feeling. And I think that I will be selecting, I've already selected some of my songs, of course, but I will change my mind when I'm up there, and I will be selecting all of these things that I'm just longing, dying to share with this very warm house. Well, I started Portuguese this summer.
Okay.
And I took 2 months off. You know, I don't know what you've said, but I was a language student, and I studied French, German, and Italian, and Latin as a student. Got my degree, and then I became a singer. I always longed to speak Portuguese. Had Portuguese been offered at college when I was there, but it wasn't on the curriculum at the time, I would have studied it. So after 18 years of having graduated college, I decided that it was time for me to learn Portuguese. So we took this summer off touring because last summer was crazy. And we went on an 8-week course, 2 months of speaking nothing but Portuguese, which was very hard because we didn't speak Portuguese to begin with. But it was an amazing course. And now the plan is to continue our studies. So we're taking some private lessons because we're on the road. Before I was a Portuguese student, I was in love with the Portuguese Brazilian sensibility without knowing what the words meant. I was in love with the poetry of the language itself. And then I learned, and now I understand the words, and the poetry is that much more delicious. Kazuo Ishiguro was a writer who was very important to me. Before I met him, I was just an enormous Ishiguro fan. And what's delightful about the BBC is that they have fun radio shows, and there's a BBC radio show on Sunday mornings, which is very lighthearted. It's interviews with celebrities, but at the same time, they want to just get inside them a little bit and find a little bit more about them. So on this one, it's called Desert Island Discs, and each celebrity is asked to pick 7 records that they would take away with them for the rest of their life if they were left on this island alone. And I was listening one Sunday morning, and he took one of my records. Now, this completely blew my mind because I was already an Ishiguro fan, and I'm finding out right then and there that he was a fan of mine as well. I immediately got in touch with him through the BBC because that was easy enough to do, and I wrote him a letter and I just said, I want to thank you. You have no idea how much of an effect you've had on me. And, you know, this wasn't a plan. And this is what I love about this story so much. There was never a plan to work together. It happened very naturally. It happened very organically. The 3 of us were having lunch, and Jim threw out this idea to him to see if he might like to write something for me, that it might be fun if we just worked on something. We had no plan. We had no project in mind. I think that Kazuo wrote my liner notes for an album that I made in 2001 called In Love Again. And the way in which he described me was so fascinating, because this was early on in our relationship, and I felt like he understood me without even knowing me. In the same way that he creates his characters, I felt so thoroughly understood by this man. It was uncanny. So I think that the way in which he was able to describe the world in which I'm living was so perfect. I could not have been any luckier.
Quiet nights of quiet stars, quiet chords from my guitar, floating on the silence that surrounds us. Quiet thoughts and quiet dreams, quiet works by quiet streams, and a window looking on to Corcovado. Oh, how lovely. This is where I want to be, here with you so close to me, until the final flicker of life's ember. I who was lost and lonely, believing life was only a bitter tragic joke, I found with you the meaning of existence. Oh, my love.
Être heureux, c'est plus ou moins ce qu'on cherche. J'aimerais rechanter, et je n'empêche pas les gens qui sont bien d'être joyeux. Mais quel que soit le sentiment qu'elle exprime, elle est blanche de formes et de rimes, blanche de formes et de rimes.